Vape on YouTube. Thanks for watching my channel. Today we're going to talk about Steamcrave and the Aromamizer family of products which have come out lately. I'm just going to hold this up. That's the logo. Now the Aromamizer has been around for more than a year. It came out with the V1, the V2, had a velocity style deck. They also had an RDA. There's been an evolution in this company. As vaping has evolved, Steamcrave has evolved in their product line. What I'm going to talk to you about today specifically is the Aromamizer Supreme, which I'll go over the specs in a minute. And I also want to talk about their, what they call their VRDA. This is an RDA. And it's very interesting. It's got some unique qualities to it. Let me take a quick vape on these. That's the VRDA. This is the Aromamizer Supreme. RDTA. And then I'm going to talk to you about the different variations that they have. So I'll be back after an up close and personal look at these products, and then we'll discuss them. I'm not going to do a build in this video. I feel like I've done a lot of RTA builds lately on my channel, so you can watch any number of different product reviews where I go ahead and build and show you how to build on a two-post velocity style within an RTA, how to build an RDA. I do this also live every Tuesday at noon. I'm usually doing a coil build on something, and lately it's been a lot of RTA coil builds. So I'm not going to do that in this video. I'm just going to talk about this product line, how impressed I am with it, and also the commitment that Steamcrave has had to the vaping industry to evolve their products along the way and continue to come up with innovative features, quality of design, quality of materials and craftsmanship, and just excellent vape, better and better and better as they evolve. Thank you very much for watching, and let's take a close-up. The Aromamizer Supreme RDTA. This is the 7 milliliter size. This is the 4 milliliter size capacity. Let's do a size comparison. For an extra 3 milliliters of juice, you don't have to get that much bigger on the tank size. Not much of a difference for the extra juice capacity. So you decide whether you want the little shorty or the big guy. You can replace this drip tip with one of your own. That's a standard 510 size drip tip. That's what it comes with just fine. I don't have a problem with it. Designed by BJ. Let's get some more close up. 510 pin here. Protrudes very nicely from the negative housing. Still don't use this on hybrid mech mods, and don't use it on mech mods anyway. Okay, that's the base. Here's a look down the chimney. Here's the tank itself. Very nice laser etching, Aromamizer Supreme. It's got the logo and Aromamizer, Steamcrave on the inner chimney there. These markings here, which are laser etched, that is for your juice flow control, and here's your airflow control ring. So let's take a look first at the top fill. When you get the tank and it's new and it's clean and it's tight and there's no juice on here, this will be a little tight, but the knurling gives you a nice grip. You can just smoothly unscrew that. It's about 5 or 6 turns of threading there. There's your O-ring for the seal. Here's your top fill holes. Very nice and big. And I want you to see something. I'm going to show you juice flow control from a top view, which is open right now. I also want you to take a look, take note of these pins. We're talking about down in the tank here, that pin and that pin. Let's get a top view. That pin and that pin right there. Those are actually grab and control the juice flow ring over here. So let's take a look. This juice flow, this is fully open and it lines up with this dot here on the tank housing. And then as you turn that ring toward the closed position, the juice flow control inside closes. And now watch this. I'm going to open the juice flow control. I'm twisting this ring here. Juice flow control now opening. Very cool. The first time I saw stuff like this going on with juice flow was like the Cyclone tank. I've seen a few tanks along the way now have that juice flow. It's very nice, works well. And here's your airflow control from wide open on either side to partially open big slot, partially open little slot, anywhere in between. That's the combinations you have. Okay, that's how the tank looks. Let's open it up, look at the build deck. This knurling gives you a good purchase to be able to unscrew that. Here's your build deck. Here's the juice wicking holes, 4 of them up from underneath, through the bottom of the deck. And we have a velocity style 2-post design, 4 holes in each post. See how you can do a coil coming in from this direction or from this direction if you wanted. These are threaded. Look at this. This is threaded. So if I wanted to have my coils for some reason come through these, I would take the grub screw out and put it in this way to catch my wire from this angle. Hope that makes sense. And that's how it works. And it seals with this O-ring right here. Very nice machining, very nice design. This is the exact same build deck as on the Vape Boreas. And I believe that size is 2.5 millimeter diameter for the juice fill holes, juice wicking holes. Okay, so that's how this thing works. This does completely disassemble. This airflow control ring comes off. The juice flow control ring comes off. You can get this whole tank disassembled. The glass sleeve comes out. I don't want to do that. Those 2 pins are in there, and those are free. They will pop out, and then I'll have to put them back in while I'm on camera filming this, and it's not going to be pretty, but that's what one of the pins looks like when it is removed. And it's nice they included 2 of those because you're screwed without them. But they work very well to grab, and that's what controls this juice flow control ring right there. Is those pins. Okay, so there you had a nice close-up look. And after you do your build, you just put your deck right back in here. Listen, I'm not going to do a build on this guy right now. Why? Because I feel like I've done a bunch of builds on RTAs lately. If you look all over my channel the last month or so, I've got a bunch of different RTA builds. So watch one of those. The Vape Boreas tank is a very similar build to this. This is a pretty tight, snug fit over here. So you really have to make sure it's lined up perfectly. Okay, there it is. See how that lines up? That notch goes in the groove. Okay. There you go, Aromamizer Supreme. And I'm not going to show you the Aromamizer version 2 because it's been out forever. It's been out for at least a good 6-8 months. The Aromamizer 1 came out sometime around February of last year, maybe March. I remember seeing it in Niagara Falls at ECC. And then the version 2, which had a velocity style deck, was an upgrade to that. If you have an Aromamizer V1, you can upgrade to the Aromamizer V2 with just buying the deck. So here you go, the Aromamizer Supreme. Look at that. What a cutie. It's a great vape. I'll show you the build I did on this. Not going to go do a whole build video. Not here. You can watch one of my other videos. Here you go. That's how I built it. It's funky looking. Those are some nice big fat Claptons. Look at that. 8 wraps of Clapton. And you see how I wicked it. Just RDA style. Nothing fancy. This was the easiest deck to build on, the easiest wicking to do. I swear, I mean, a blind man could practically build this. So you don't have to be very skilled. You don't have to be very experienced. You just get some wire, make some coils, and go do it and wick it, and you'll figure it out. It's not very hard at all. You'll get an awesome, phenomenal vape. It's very, very hard to screw this up. I don't see any way for anybody to screw this up. It's very, very easy. Okay, so there you go. Nice close-ups. Let's go back up top, talk about this vape on it, and give you my final thoughts. Here's the Aromamizer VRDA. Now chase for flavor, enhanced and fully adjustable cyclonic airflow. So this is the box it comes in. Very nice. You got a tool. Gonna need that hex tool to build with. Comes with some options here. Here's the RDA. We'll look at that in a minute. Comes with an optional metal sleeve if you want that instead of the glass sleeve. Also comes with an optional drip tip that has spitback protection and a 510 adapter for you to use your own drip tip. You also have in this box spare parts package with extra screws, extra 510 pin, as well as extra O-rings. Have a Steamcrave sticker and a user manual for the VRDA. Okay, I'm just gonna flash this at you real quick. It's in focus. So you can go back, pause, look at details. I'm sure I'm not the only one online with a video. Get more detail elsewhere if you need it. These are different products in the Aromamizer family. They did not send me the Squonk mod. That's a couple of $100, at least 150. I don't get that type of rating yet. It's fine. I have enough mods. Good, good. So those are the spare goodies. Oh, sticker. How nice. Now let's look at the RDA. I just washed it. That's what this moisture is. Designed by... Okay, let's get it in the light. Designed by BJ. And I have serial number 4015. Lucky me. This drip tip is removable. And as you saw, if you don't want to use this chuff wide drip tip, you can put that adapter in there with spitback guard as well as a 510 adapter for you to use your own drip tip. So this is the unique design of this RDA. Here's the deck. Here's my little wimpy build in there. That's like a dual coil, I don't know, 10 or 12 wrap, 26 gauge for flavor. Velocity style deck. You got a nice deep deck there. You can really get a lot of juice in there, a lot of cotton in there. And here is the unique top cap with this cyclone effect. It's got a glass sleeve, an inner corkscrewed housing. I think this looks like an indoor parking garage where you drive up the levels on this corkscrew. But here's the airflow right here. You twist this top screw here, this top ring, and that closes off or opens up airflow. The airflow is going to come in. As you take a draw, the airflow comes out the bottom here, hits the coils, surrounds them, and then you draw the air out of the chamber in this vortex cyclone pattern. Okay, so here's how the air gets drawn into this RDA. Yeah, there's some working pieces to this. Be careful. The threading is very smooth, but just make sure you're grabbing and seated correctly when you're tightening. So that top ring is your airflow adjustment. The air is going to come in to the RDA and a 360-degree completely all around through here. And it's going to travel down these spirals. And by the way, let's get a better look at those. How do I get this off? There it is. Okay. So the air comes in the top here, travels down these spirals, creating that vortex wind pattern. Then it comes out the bottom of that outer sleeve, and then it's in the vaping chamber, so to speak, like this. Okay, so our air has now traveled. It's coming out down the outside of this sleeve. Yeah, this is it. Okay, without the glass. So it traveled, this corkscrew came in, created that cyclone effect. Now it's going to travel down there and then inside the deck. As your coils heat up, this vortex of air is going to kind of accumulate down here and then get drawn straight up as you draw. So that's how this works. A lot of threading, very smooth threading. It all fits very nicely. Just make sure that everything is lined up. Okay, and then once you get them lined up, then you're good. So now that interchangeable metal sleeve I just showed you, instead of using the glass, you could actually replace that, swap it out with this metal ring here, and then you no longer can see the cyclone effect, which you never could see the inside of that anyway because condensation would build up and then hide that. So this is what your RDA looks like, oops, without the glass sleeve, with that metal sleeve. So this is what your RDA looks like with just that metal sleeve instead of the glass. Okay, so that is the VRDA. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed those up-close looks at the Aromamizer family of products, what's available on the market these days. And just to review some of the differences, some of the interesting highlights of these products, starting with the Aromamizer V2. If you have an Aromamizer V1 RTA or DTA as they call it, you can upgrade by just buying the new deck, which fits into the V1 housing. So the Aromamizer V2 has an upgrade now. It no longer needs that rubber like airflow ring. It now has a metal airflow ring, which is nice. It also has two different sizes, I believe a 6 milliliter and a 3 milliliter version. So if you want bigger juice capacity in your tank, you use the 6 milliliter, and then if you don't mind a little shorty, you use the 3 milliliter. Those are sealed, unopened. And the same thing with the Supreme. The Aromamizer Supreme is 25 millimeter diameter, so it's a nice wide tank, and it comes in 7 milliliter size. That's this capacity. And the little shorty is 4 milliliter, I believe. Let me just check. Yeah, 4 milliliter shorter version. I like the knurling. That's always been a nice feature. It's quality. It is very easy to screw the tank on and off, and also to get that top fill on and off the tank. The airflow on the Aromamizer Supreme is adequate. It's certainly not a lot of airflow by any means, but it's adequate. And the juice flow control ring really works and does its job. So I get a great vape off of this. You can do some nice big builds. You can try some different ways of building a coil, verticals, quads, stacked, things like that. You can get very clever and creative with that. You can also do some larger inner diameter coils, maybe 3mm, 3.5mm on here because of the bigger build deck. So you have a lot more variety and options to get more creative with your builds, and therefore to get more options of just a super vape. Okay, and then this RDA with that cyclone airflow in the top cap, that's a unique design, and it does definitely vape differently than any other RDA I've ever tried. So it gives you a different experience with that airflow from the top and then fed in from the bottom with that vortex. Very interesting. I'm very impressed by this product line. I really am. And I feel that for the price and the value, these are somewhere between $50 to $70, I would have to say. I don't know the exact price, but it's well worth it. It's a little on the pricier side. There are products on the market that vape just as well, that are not quite as pricey, but you know, if you're a fan of the Steamcrave and Aromamizer family and you like the design and just the thought process went into designing these, you're going to really enjoy these tanks. They're certainly by no means expensive. I consider $50, $60 for a tank to be reasonable if it's a good quality vape and it's going to last me a long time. And I have friends of mine that have had the Aromamizer V1 now rocking steady for a year and still going strong. So that's my opinion on this group of products there, and I do highly recommend them if you're thinking about whether you'd like to try out the Aromamizer Supreme or Supreme Big Tank or the RDA, or even whether you were debating whether to pull the trigger on the Aromamizer V2. Any of them are going to give you a very nice vape in the style of vaping that you like. This is Quest for Vape. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And then I am going to be giving away one of these Aromamizers. You can pick whether you want the shorty or the tall stack. Aromamizer will be yours. Comment down below which one of these 5 units, 5 devices is most suited to you, and the winner is going to get to pick between the Aromamizer V2 6 milliliter or 3 milliliter size. That's the giveaway for this video.